And
Hello, everybody. Craftsman and hero. Uh,
Craftsman and hero, yes.
yes.
Hero to us all. Okay, that's just gonna be how that is. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and let's get started here. Let me fix one more thing. One more thing that I
Okay.
see. Awesome. Okay, cool. Yay! So we haven't had a plus one interview for a hot second, which is very exciting for me because I love doing interviews of people. And this is the first one that I've gotten to do like legit of a community member. I know we've had random like one-offs during charity streams where I bring somebody on for like 5 minutes or something, but this is like an official interview of a community member, which is so fun and so exciting. And we
Really?
had what
You've
was that?
never done that before? You've never done that before?
No, not like this. Not like a setup one. Not a we set this up, we had a time, we had a place, we let people know about it. Just like random, like come on real quick and do that thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Cool.
yeah, so this is where it's going. Thank you so much,
I'm a
Hands, for the
pioneer.
the follow, and Rob, thank you so much for the resub, and Tess, thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. You are a pioneer. This could be something we end up doing. And this was a sub goal as well, and I had various people send in tickets and give me little bios about themselves and who were interested in possibly being on plus one. And I thought you would be a great pioneer. So yeah,
Well,
without
thank
further
you.
ado, if you just want to kind of introduce yourself, tell folks who you are and what you do, and yeah, we'll start there.
All right. My name is Dillon. Um, I am a self-taught woodworker. I restore antique furniture. Uh, I go picking for antiques. I do stained glass. Uh, just all kinds of old world crafty stuff. That's kind of my thing.
And when did you get started? Like, when did you start being super interested in woodworking and yeah, had this shift for you?
Woodworking is kind of always been something I was interested in. Um, my grandpa and my uncle were both like master carpenters. I didn't get to learn much from them before they passed, but it's kind of like, I guess, in the bloodline, so to speak. And yeah, it's just, I've always been interested in that, and I've always been building stuff. When I was young, I was building all kinds of Lego stuff and like Lincoln logs and all that. Um, yeah, I've just liked building and creating things.
And there was a question that somebody asked about inspiration, and I think that you kind of answered that just now, just from building a bunch of stuff when you were growing up, from Legos, from doing that, and then having family members that were doing the same thing as adults. That kind of inspired you to get where you're at now. And
Yeah,
what kind of items do you woodwork? I mean, I've seen a bunch of really cool stuff, but for folks who aren't familiar.
yeah. So I will make anything anyone wants me to. Like if someone comes to me with an idea and a shitty little sketch, I'll make it. Once it's in my head, I know what it's gonna look like and I can just do it. So I've made display cases and stuff for my dad for Christmases and birthdays and stuff. Um, Cutting boards, uh, just all kinds of stuff. Pens. I've made pens. I've made bowls. Um, yeah, I just kind of like any aspect of it, uh, woodworking, because there's so many different like avenues you could go down. You could specialize in just making bowls or uh, just doing one type of woodworking, but I kind of like to I like to try it all. And if it doesn't come out good, then it doesn't come out good, and then you just learn from whatever you did wrong and make something better next time.
Are you
Um,
ever planning on putting any of your bowls or pins on your Etsy shop? I don't know if I've seen those on there yet.
I haven't really gotten a chance to do woodworking in a while. Um, I've been doing stained glass stuff quite a bit, but I would like this year. My whole goal is to start being more aggressive with building my business that I want. So I'd like to get a lot of stuff on Etsy. I would like to. Uh, I'm going to be doing the flea market every Saturday once it opens. So I'll be doing a lot of antiquing and all that. Um, but yeah, I would like to get some stuff on Etsy this year. Just stained glass stuff. I could put pens on there, bowls, whatever.
Yeah, I've definitely seen the stained
Um,
glass on there before. And for those of you who, the stained glass is very interesting. So, correct me if I'm wrong. The first time you did the stained glass was the project you created for me, correct?
yes.
Yeah, which is insane. So outside, some of you guys may not have seen these before, but after this interview, we can post pictures and stuff on the Discord just to kind of get people up to speed. But Dillon actually had a crazy idea just out of nowhere to create a replica of the window that's in the door for the record store for Rocky Mountain Record Traders, which is Steph's record store that she works at. And so he created a one-to-one replica of this window, and it's actually in my hall over there. But it is extraordinary. It's amazing, and it is so well done, and it's heavy as fuck. Um, and then also made a separate one that the community members got to choose like certain colors of like stained glass, and they got to add different the fun pictures and things that were related to myself and related to stuff. So it was just a phenomenal job. And yeah, that was the first time you just can you walk me through like how you decided to just do something you've never done before and you're like, I'm just gonna wing it. Never done stained glass before.
Yeah. So the series of events was like I played True Colors when it came out. The day it came out, I played it start to finish. And while I was playing it, I saw that window, and I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And at the time, I was uh, heavily into the renovation of my apartment, and I'm like, "That would be cool to have that as an entry door." And then, so that was just like a thought that happened, and then I finished the game same day, and then I was like, "That was really fucking good." So I messaged you on Instagram, just like saying, "Hey, good job. You did awesome. Game was great." And then you messaged me back, which I was like, what? So that got me into the community. And then from there, it just kind of turned into this massive project with like so many people helping in various ways, whether it was donating towards it or contributing artwork and just picking out colors or whatever. Um, and I think I started it in late October of, I guess, 2021. And I think I got it shipped out like just after Christmas or something.
Which is
Or
crazy.
no, it was like mid January.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of 22. And you opened it on the 27th of January, so the anniversary is coming up 3 years.
Oh hell yeah. No, they're
So
beautiful.
that's
Like I see them every single day. Every time anybody comes over to my apartment, I'm like, this, like I'm like a community member made these for me and I love it so much. They're beautiful. I mean, they're like these pieces I will have forever. Like they're like these amazing art pieces that are yeah, they're beautiful. Um so yeah,
thank you.
and then you kept doing it. You kept doing stained glass after that, and you've put stuff on your Etsy, and
Yeah.
you've also contributed to charity streams where you've done commissions for people. There are people in this community who have some of your stained glass. You also made small replicas of the window for
Hmm.
my mom and my sister, which is so sweet. And
Yeah.
my mom has them in her on. I think I've taken a picture and I've showed you, correct? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's on
Yeah.
her baker's rack, and they look so beautiful there. It's always really pretty too when it's Christmas time because she puts the lights around it and they kind of light up the different colors. Um, but yeah, so you've done so much more stained glass work since then, and you said you haven't been doing a lot of woodwork because you've been focusing on stained glass. Do you
Yeah.
think that you are enjoying stained glass work more than woodworking, or kind of tell me about that?
Um. No, I think it's pretty equal. Uh, I just woodworking I've done my whole life, and stained glass I've been at it for like 3 years now. So it's like I'm kind of catching myself up to speed with like knowledge, I guess, from that medium. Um, but I that's not I don't want to stop there either. Like I another thing I want to get into is leather working.
Mm.
Um, I want to do blacksmithing. Just like all these lost arts, old crafts, and I think it's important that that part of history is preserved in some form because a lot of the people that still do that stuff are older and they're dying off, and who picks it up from there. So yeah, I like to learn as much as I can about everything old, and just preserve history because I think history is extremely important. And yeah, that's just kind of been my whole outlook on it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's something that I never really thought of listening to you talk about it. I'm like that is actually incredibly important. And I think a lot of us, especially like in this grind and go world we're in, we're always trying to grind and trying to find the next new thing, right? But it's like, well, what about the old
Yeah.
things that exist already that we need to preserve? And I think that's really important that there's people like you who are doing that. I think that's honestly quite beautiful. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, like I just think it's so fascinating because I have stuff that's hundreds of years old and it's perfect. If you take something that was made today, you're lucky if it'll last 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
especially like furniture or it's like there's something to be said about that, and that craftsmanship shouldn't be lost uh, just because things are getting faster and trying to make stuff cheaper, and you know but
Yeah, no, that 100% makes sense. Like things were made to last back then, and that's why you have these pieces that are hundreds of years old, is because they're never gonna like that's and things were so much heavier back then too. Like I remember
Mm-hmm.
like old desks that we have in our house or our place or whatever, they're so fucking heavy and it's because it's real fucking wood. It's not this like,
Yeah,
plastic shit, it's not it's
yeah.
real
I,
heavy duty fucking put together wood that took somebody some time and effort to make and not this fast process.
yeah, like last year, when I drive around a lot and just like look for free stuff that's on the side of the road, which is very common here. And I found a couple of old desks, like old school desks that have their cast iron legs. They're fucking beautiful, solid wood. They have the little hole to hold like the ink well for
Mm,
old ink pens and stuff. It's just cool.
yeah.
It's just cool stuff. And the amount of like just gorgeous antique furniture that I find on the side of the road for free is incredible.
People don't realize
And
that they have
like
like they don't know what they have. Like,
they don't care.
yeah.
That's what it is. They don't care because a lot of people in like my generation don't, want their parents or their grandparents' furniture and stuff, and
Mhm.
they just don't give a shit, and they're just like get rid of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think it's kind of odd to have somebody that's my age kind of into this
I feel as
old
if
stuff.
have you ventured into forums or Facebook groups or like communities of woodworkers and found other people who are your age that are like-minded in what you're doing?
A little bit, yeah, yeah. I mean, it exists
Mhm.
for sure. Like I'm not like the one and only,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it's just it's definitely a smaller group than people that are just like, oh, whatever. I just I don't care. I'll buy from IKEA or whatever and put
Yeah.
it together and it's done. And and there's nothing wrong with that. I just uh, not everybody doesn't have to be into the same stuff I'm into. I don't
Mhm.
give a shit. You like what you like, but I just see value in stuff that other people don't.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I think that's amazing. I think just even talking to you about this, like it's making me appreciate it more. And I think it just goes to show that like again, we don't stop to think, we don't stop to look, we don't stop to like take a second thought about, how important that stuff is and how we should, appreciate it more. And yeah,
Yeah.
we're definitely in a faster mentality. Yeah, I don't know. I've appreciated everything that you've given me and like the made me, and I will keep it forever. And I don't know. I'm into that kind of stuff. I think it's cool, and I have a couple of
Yeah.
friends who are really into it too. I have a good friend who like she'll find random antique shit. And like she has a table that she found like somewhere, and like it's carved on like the back end. It's some I don't know somebody's name, and it's dated, and it's like 100 years old, and she
Hmm.
thinks it's so cool. So there are still people out there who are interested in it, like people in
Yeah.
our day and age that like you wouldn't think are. And yeah, so it's cool to see that and to know that, I think. um yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
There.
Yeah. It's just there's so much to learn.
Mhm.
There's just so much to learn. You know.
What kind of advice would you give somebody who may want to start getting interested in woodworking or craftsmanship or of any sort, like, but they have no idea where to start? They wouldn't consider themselves, crafty in that way, but they're interested in learning and maybe trying to, yeah, hone in a new skill.
Um, I think one of the best things you can do is if locally or whatever there are craftspeople that are like older woodworkers or whatever. If you can get in touch with them and just even if you just sit there with them for an hour and listen to their experience, and that will at least get like get like the spark fired. And um, it's the older generation that does this stuff is like the best knowledge you can get. There are a million and one Instagram accounts for woodworking, and YouTube videos and all of that stuff. You can learn to do anything, absolutely anything. Um, I there like I didn't know anything about stained glass other than it looked pretty, and now I make it. So you just have to go out, do research, look stuff up, um, and just kind of go with the process. And the biggest thing is, if you fail at something or you mess it up or whatever, don't let that be the end, because that's part of it. If you don't fail and you don't screw up or make mistakes, then you're not learning. And as long as you're in tune with that and you're learning about, you're learning from your mistakes, you're just going to get better. There's plenty of stuff that I work on that I'm like, that I have worked on that I look back on, I'm like, oh shit, I definitely wouldn't have done it that way now. But that's all part of it. And you just, most importantly, is just have fun with it. If you like doing it, keep learning about it, find resources, go to a library, read, they have books about woodworking and stained glass and everything, and just learn as much as you can about whatever you want to do, um, because that's how you'll become great at it, and just keep practicing and just keep doing it, you know um, I think that's the most important thing, is just don't give up at something that you enjoy doing just because like something didn't turn out as right as you want it to, or whatever. um, yeah, I think you just gotta just go for it. I think a lot of people are afraid to fail, so they don't try new things, uh, and that's like, it's sad, because failing is probably one of the best things you can do while learning something, because you're just gaining more knowledge from those failures. um but yeah,
No, I love that. That was really,
that's my
really good.
thinking on it.
No, it was good feedback. That was good advice. I mean, there's already people in the chat. Like Jacobs says that I want to watch woodworking videos later on today or this weekend. Like, I think that's amazing. Like, you've already inspired people to look up something new. Um, Going back to working with glass, somebody from the community actually wanted to know what's the most challenging thing about working with glass that you've experienced.
um it's, glass is a very fun, like, craft, because there really isn't any part of it that's like, oh shit, I really don't want to do this part. I mean, it's all very relaxing once you learn the basics. Um, and like, my my mentor, if I met my mentor when I started doing it, I mean, I would have learned a lot more, been a lot better, uh, quicker. But yeah, there really isn't anything about it that's difficult, other than how much glass costs now.
How much does glass cost?
It's getting up there. There's some like your average piece of glass that's like colored or whatever, um, will probably be around $25 to $30 a square foot.
Oh wow.
Um, but there's glasses that get into, $50, $60 a square
Mm-hmm.
foot. And it, I see what Lauren said. I bet the glass breaks easily too. It really doesn't. You'd be
Because it's
surprised
thick, right?
how much. Yeah, you'd be surprised how much you could beat the shit out of glass and it doesn't break.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's why, like in
so
movies and stuff, they have sugar glass because it breaks easier than regular glass.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very interesting. Let's see if I can find something here. That's not very interesting. Yeah, so like here's a piece of red. This would probably cost about 30 or so a square foot.
Mm.
I mean, that's all. This is probably about a square foot, so it's $30. That's not very big, you know.
What do you use to
It,
cut glass?
use this little dude.
Is that a knife or
All it,
what is that?
no, all it is just right here. There's like a little scoring wheel, and you're not actually cutting glass. What you're doing is you're scoring it. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. Let me
No, I heard
hear
it.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it just makes, see that
Oh, and
that
then you
little
can like break
line.
it off easier. Whoa, that's so cool. That's all it needs is just a little break and then it just wait, that's so cool.
Yep,
So when you
yep.
I noticed that piece has kind of a curve to it. So when you're making like curved designs, do you do the same thing? You score it at a curve and then you can like still break it off easily?
Yeah. So if I'm gonna make a little. So let's see. Can you see the line?
Kind of.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, goes like that.
That's so
There you
wild.
go. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so
So
cool.
it's
That's so
it's
unique. I had no idea it was that easy to cut glass. I thought it was like actually having to cut something or it was some kind of like laser or something.
yeah. No,
Wow.
it's as simple as that, and I think like once people see that, they're like, oh shit, that's actually, I can
Yeah.
do that. Because my whole life, literally, I always looked at stained glass and I was like, oh, that's so cool. I could probably never do that,
Yeah.
right? And then I did it.
But then you have
So it's
to,
like
in order to put the pieces together, you have to do like welding, correct?
okay, so yeah, we'll do a little stained glass lesson for you.
Fuck
So
yeah.
say this is the piece you want in your project or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. What you would do after you cut it is you would go to a glass grinder and just grind the edge. It's basically just like a little table that has a diamond drill bit spinning, and you just run it along the edge just to get it nice and flat and square. And so usually, if you're, let's see here, I have some stuff that's like cut out.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how this is because I know my piece that I have has like has the lead in it, right? And so I remember I
Yes.
was so
Yep.
worried about it. I was like, what is this gonna be? Is
You
this
know what?
safe?
One thing I have learned about just like during this process of stained glass is lead's really not as dangerous as you think it is. Um, it's only dangerous if you like ingest it, so eat it, or if you have like a cut that and you're got like lead all over your hands and stuff. But no, it really like I could be working with lead all day. Like this solder is 60% tin and 40% lead. So when I'm making something, you're holding it like this, and all you got to do is wash your hands, and that's it. Because last time I got blood work done, I had them do a lead test, and there was nothing.
That's so smart that you
So
had them do that. That's really smart of you.
yeah, I just like I was like, hey, since you guys are going to be doing this,
Yeah, yeah,
I
might as
I
well.
always I always pass out after they take my blood.
Fair.
So I was like, if I'm gonna go through all this
Take it
shit,
all. Yeah.
yeah, just take it. So like we have this would be just like a pattern,
Yeah.
and what the process is, you get like an X-Acto knife, you'll cut out um one of the pieces on the pattern, and then you'll use rubber cement to glue it to your glass so it'll look like this,
Oh,
right? And those pieces, that's like your outline for when you're
putting the red
scoring it,
pieces. Okay, and then like the red pieces you're
right?
gonna cut out, and then you're gonna put those on place
Yeah.
of that.
So there's for the red part, you got some of the leaves,
Mm-hmm.
and all you do. Let's see, can I move? Oh, I
Hell
can. Look
yeah.
at that. Look at Danny.
Danny DeVito.
So
So you're gonna score
yeah,
that, and
it's
you're gonna cut it out.
yeah. So it's just as simple as that.
What the fuck?
Comes right off.
Yeah.
Um,
That's just fast. This is fascinating to me. And you've have you been actively streaming right now too?
no, I've been really bad at that.
Okay, but
But
but you have streamed in the past where you do stream this stuff.
yeah, this is my
This is your
streaming
stream setup,
setup.
yeah.
Yeah.
If people think that Dillon
Um,
needs to get back to streaming so you guys can watch Dillon score glass, this is very fascinating, honestly, and it's satisfying too.
it is very
It's like when you find
satisfying.
those reels of like satisfying, visual satisfaction, like that's what this is. Like I could watch somebody score glass forever and be like, "Oh, that
Yeah,
hit the spot."
yeah, it's great. And then I'm just going fast, so it's
Mhm.
sloppy. But so the edges that aren't up against the paper,
Yeah.
you just go to the grinder and you grind it down, and then it fits.
Wow.
And then so after that, in order to bond two pieces of glass with solder, first you have to take this copper tape and you put it around the piece along the edges that you would grind, and then the solder is adhering to the copper, not the glass, because
It won't stick.
it won't stick to
Yeah.
glass. Yeah.
Hmm.
So you foil everything with the copper foil tape. You get a little bit of flux, which is this fun looking stuff, and you paint it on to the copper, and the flux is what allows the solder to flow throughout those throughout the copper foil.
And so you're taking like
So
multiple pieces that you've cut out and you're just like puzzling them together.
yeah, yep,
So interesting.
yeah.
Dang.
It's a very very fun hobby.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, and I've since I have met my mentor, I go in there sometimes. I'll help her with repair jobs and stuff, and so I can repair stuff that's broken. I can make new stuff. I can do whatever. I have the giveaway commission that Cherry won. I'm gonna be doing that on stream soon.
Hell yeah.
I had it's she wanted me to do her bunny,
Mm-hmm.
so I took, she sent me her favorite picture. I took that and I put it on top of a light board and I traced out,
Yeah.
so I could try to make my own pattern with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first time I've ever done that.
Oh
So
my
that
God,
worked
how
out
cool.
really well, actually. And yeah, so I will be streaming that pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely let us
Um,
know when you do that. Let everybody know so people can come over and watch it because yeah, it's just satisfying. I really want to see if I can lift the window up and bring it in here. I feel like I might be able to.
okay.
I just want people to see it like in person. Hold tight.
All right. It's my stream now. In case you guys didn't see, uh, can I offer you a nice egg in these trying times? Yes, Kaylee and Katy got that for me. Um, I think last Christmas, 2 Christmases ago. I thought it would be appropriate. Also, we have Little Harry. This is Little Harry.
Oh my God, I leave you and you bring Harold out, please.
No, this is Little Harry. It's his son because he's small. Because Big Harold is 3 feet tall, and he's up in my room, and he watches me while I sleep, along with the Danny DeVito uh,
I,
cardboard cutout that Lauren got me.
I truly think because I don't think I started working out before you sent me these windows. Is that true? Because like I could carry that effortlessly just now.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Because I remember it was you were not having a great time.
No, they were so freaking heavy, but I just like lifted that up with no problem. So this is the record store window that is yeah, that's Steph's. But yeah, Dillon made this. This was Dillon's first, right? Your first stained glass
Yep.
piece. And I
Yep.
have this.
First one.
It's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know how I can pick that up so easily now. And then also you made this which stays with the windows. This is like basically everybody who contributed to the windows, which is super cool. So
Yeah, it's that I painstakingly burned all those names into wood.
yeah, there's some people like Jason's in here, Jazzy Jason's in here, people that are Cade's in here, Chris D is in here, Liam, people who are in the chat right now, like yeah, Finn's in here. It's crazy. JL. Yeah. It's wild to see all
Yeah,
these names.
it was a massive
Jessica, Nancy.
massive undertaking.
Yeah. Leshy's in here. Lauren's in here. Haley's in here. Katy's in here. Yeah, it's cool to see. It's cool to see because this was 3 years ago. You said.
Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah,
be 3 years. That's crazy.
fucking wild. Let me see now. Well, I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can get the other window now. Hold on.
I
Now that I
believe
know
in
that
you.
I can carry them. Hold on. I mean, look at this. One-handed? What's going on? Who am I?
That's awesome. Fun fact, the day that Katy opened these windows was also the day that she
This one's
cosplayed as a hot
heavier.
dog.
And I don't know why this one's heavier.
It is heavier because it's got more lead, because there's more pieces, so I had to use more
Say that again.
stuff in between. It has
More lead.
more lead in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's more pieces, so I had to uh, put them together like that.
It's so pretty. I love it. Daisy's like, hi. Hello. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, that one's heavier. Okay, I'm gonna go put them
Yeah,
back now.
definitely.
All right. But yeah, these are like prized possessions I have. I love them so much.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that.
All right, I just really wanted to show that to you, to the community. Sorry about that. Ah,
Oh,
got my
that was
workout
awesome.
in.
It was cool to see him again.
Yeah, no, I love them. They're like in the mid. I just realized too that one of the cats threw up back there. I just, I was just like putting it. I was like, oh, there's cat throw up. So, yeah, it's like a little weird, like, I don't know. The design of this place is so odd, but yeah, it's like this weird walkway thing that goes like across the stairs, but like on the other side. And like Daisy hangs out at the end, and she has a cat bed, so I think Daisy just like threw up or something right in front of it. Anyways, yeah, so that was some stained glass that Dillon did, which is amazing. Let's see. Okay, we've got two other questions from the community. So
Okay.
they wanted to know, what is the best find you've ever had picking or at a flea market? So I guess like being, you know, just finding something on the street or at, yeah, tag sales,
My best find.
garage sales.
I've had some pretty decent ones recently. I'm trying to think what, like well, I guess I did have a pretty crazy one last year. It wasn't it's not anything that was an antique really.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just this coffee table that had, it's just a glass top and like a metal base. And I knew my dad was looking for a coffee table, and I knew he kind of liked that vibe. So I sent him a picture of it, and he was like, "Yeah, get it." And the guy wanted 50 for it. I got him down to 40. I was like, "Cool, that's awesome, good price. Bring it home." And I always like to use the Google Lens thing to like look up stuff.
Mm.
And I found one of them on eBay, and apparently that table was $1,800 new. So it's like,
And it was in like
ooh.
pristine condition, or were there issues with it?
It was just pretty decent shape. There's a little scratch here and there on the glass, but I
You
mean,
got an $1,800 coffee table for $40.
yeah.
Wow.
And like, I never would have guessed that it was that
That's
expensive.
amazing. Yeah, that's definitely a good find.
And
Um,
he probably got it off the side of the road, to be honest.
and because somebody doesn't realize
So,
what they have because they don't care, like what you were saying.
well, that, and also rich people will just throw out anything.
Which is just crazy.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, I this doesn't fit my vibe anymore, and they just
Yeah, they
throw it
just
out,
toss
and like,
it.
it's wild. It's
Wow.
wild.
Well, you know what? Thank God they did, because now you're in possession
Yeah,
of a really fucking nice coffee table for nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's like there's two ways to have really nice things.
Yeah.
You're either rich, or you're like me, and you're like a little garbage man, and you just
Yeah.
go around
Well, what's the saying?
and
There's a
find
saying
all
like
kinds of
like
goodies.
some people's
One,
garbage is another person's treasure, or something like that, whatever the saying
yeah,
is.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live by that.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I mean, like
No,
when
it's
I'm
awesome.
walking all around the neighborhood and stuff, I always see I've picked up stuff on the street, not like very good things, but like
Yeah,
mostly like random IKEA furniture, but like I've picked up
yeah,
stuff on the
that.
street because yeah, I'm like, "Hey, that looks good and I need that." I
Yeah,
got a really good like fucking heavy ass IKEA entertainment section thing. Like, I mean, it was
yeah.
probably one of the nicer end IKEA stuff, which I know with what we're talking about doesn't say too much, but it was freaking
No,
heavy
that's
and it had nothing wrong
it's
with
not
it.
cheap.
No, and I
Yeah.
was like, I got it for free. Like, it was just I had to pack it in my car and I needed somebody to help because it was really damn heavy. There's like a tag on the side of it, like somebody tagged it like with like a yellow like marker, but like I don't really fucking care, and it's just like there.
Yeah.
But it works out. Like, yeah, that's what's in my living room. So yeah, and I have a friend of mine who has picked up literally everything in her apartment, probably from the street, even her couch. No, I think her couch came from Goodwill. But yeah, the majority of things she's picked up on the street,
Yeah.
and it works. Yeah, it works.
It's great. All of my furniture in my apartment is antique.
Yeah,
My bed frame it's a solid brass bed frame. It's from 1901 is the date that's on it.
that is so cool. Yeah, that just reminds me
So,
again of my friend, the one that who likes to find antique furniture. Like, she's constantly adding pieces to her apartment, and she wants to find like the oldest shit. And if she can find a date on it, it's like really
yeah.
cool for her. And yeah, it's rad. Um, let's see. Okay, kind of diverting away from woodworking and stained glass, but somebody was curious what got you interested in modifying your truck.
That's a good question. I just kind of liked it. It's like I just want to make something. It stems from the same
For sure.
thing. I just like building things,
Yeah.
and I like being different and unique, and the way I dress and that kind of stuff. So it's really like the same kind of vibe all the time. I get people coming up to me. They're like, I've never seen a truck like that. I'm like, yeah, because there isn't. It's like completely unique and different, and yeah, it just like fits my kind of
What kind of
vibe. I love that
modifications have you
thing.
made to it?
So it has an 8-inch lift on it.
Which is
Um,
incredible. that is so tall.
I I wish I could have driven it to Boston
Yeah, that would have been so cool.
when we had the meet up,
Yeah.
because it would have been great to see you next to it because you're so tiny.
This big ass truck.
But yeah, so it's got an 8-inch lift on it. It's got 35-inch tires. Um, it has a big ass, like 500-pound steel bumper on the front, another steel bumper on the back, spare tire carrier. I built a entire rack system for the bed so I could like put stuff up above and everything. So yeah, just like
What's the standard tire size? You said yours is 35 inch. What's the standard tire size?
I think like for
Like just a
that
regular sedan.
for I don't know about sedans, but for like pickup trucks, probably like 31-ish.
Okay. Okay. So like not too crazy big.
It's pretty crazy.
Oh,
Like
it is. Okay.
when
I
you
see. I'm so
yeah,
familiar with cars and the tires and stuff.
yeah. I mean 35 inches is 3 feet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's
just under three
crazy.
feet.
Yeah. Oh wait.
And
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I do have to get new tires soon, and I was thinking about getting bigger ones.
What house? What size?
Probably 37 or 38.
Jesus Christ.
And what, regardless of size, pretty much, um, I need 5 because I have a full size spare, and that's going to be about $3,000.
Wow. For new big ass tires.
Not
How does it?
excited about that.
Are you able to get into the car easily? Like, can you get into the truck easily? Do you have to like jump
Yeah.
into it?
No, I have like a little step,
Oh, that's nice.
little steps on both sides.
Yeah.
So
Is
yeah,
Zeus
I mean
able
it's
to get
still.
into it
Oh, he
easily?
jumps right up there.
Where
He
is he,
jumps
by the
right.
way?
He's out there lurking around somewhere. He's
Big boy.
he's probably up to no good. Oh God, he's so big. I took him for a ride the other day, and my back seat has stuff in it, so he sat up in the front with me, and he loves just like sticking his big head in front of my
Aw.
face while I'm trying to drive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, buddy, I love you, but you gotta,
Yeah. He has
we're
no
gonna
idea.
die if.
Aw. Well,
Yeah,
cute.
he's a good boy.
Well, this has been so informational. Like I feel like I just like took a class on craftsmanship and woodworking and stained glass and just yeah, I feel like I've learned so much. I don't know, chat, how you guys feel, but this has been so cool. Yeah, if is there anything else you would like the community to know, or you'd like anybody who sees this to know about you and what you do and just anything?
No, not really. Just it's a ever growing crazy life. Make sure you're taking care of your friends and yourself and your mental health. It's important. Um, I've been on mental health disability for it'll be 3 years coming up. So it's important. Um, be kind to yourself. Be kind to your mind. And yeah, just live life to the best you can.
I
We
love
only
it.
got one of them.
I love it. Before I let you go, I just want to be able to say this again, just how cool it has been for me as just, somebody, a streamer of, you come and you hang out in my community, and it's just been so cool to see your transition and your mindset transition. I know I've already told you this multiple
Thank you.
times, but like to be able to tell it to your face, through a camera.
Yeah,
But it is
thank you.
just
I
so
appreciate that.
amazing to see that because, yeah, I mean, you were in a really bad spot and your mindset was in a very negative place. And like, I remember you would come into the stream and you would say stuff and I'd be like, yo, dude, like, you gotta get better. Got to get these positive places. And you were like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, okay. I was like, this guy. But then all of a sudden, yeah, this time last year or something was when it just started to shift for you and you just started to choose, you know, a different route in your life. And I think that that is so amazing to see. And it just like makes me happy. I'm going to start crying. It makes me happy. You know, as somebody like, yeah, I mean, you've been in this community for so long, and like, it just really makes me happy to know that like you are in such a better, positive mindset. And I know you still struggle, and I know things are still up and down, but like, just to see how far you've come and to see what you're doing with like your skills and how you're going to turn it into this like awesome, amazing business. And I think that if you do what you're saying, like, I think it's going to be very successful because you're so talented and you've got a ton of support here from people in the community to help lift you. So you just got to keep going and
Thank you.
rocking, but you're
I
amazing, Dillon.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And you know, I hope you know that you and this community is a giant part of why I'm at where I'm at in my life. So
Yeah. It's amazing.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Dillon. Guys, everybody, thank Dillon. Again, go and follow Dillon's socials on Twitch right there. If you guys want to see, Dillon is going to be making cherries, stained glass piece of potato, which should be amazing to witness. But this has been incredible. Thank you again so much, Dillon. I love this. I love this so
Thank
much.
you.
This was great. And I hope that you
Yes,
have a good rest of your week and a good weekend.
you too. Thank you for having me.
Okay, bye.
Bye, guys.
Wonderful. Oh my God, I almost started crying at the end there. I was like trying to hold it back. My tears. Ugh. I'm serious though. Like, he has come so far. And yeah, like, he's come so far. His positivity and his mindset is just so cool to see. Like, it makes me feel, I don't know, like, and then him saying, you know, like, he wouldn't be where he's at, you know, if it wasn't for this community and if it wasn't for my streams, like, just makes me feel like what I'm doing is helping make an impact in people's lives for the better and for the positive. And it makes me keep doing what I want to, like, what I'm doing, because like, I know that like I can see that I've helped somebody, at least help them in some aspect of their journey. And that makes me feel like I've done something good. And so it's just like this endless circle, you know, of just, yeah, it's just amazing to see where he's been, and how far he's come. But yeah, that was so fun. Holy shit. I feel like I learned so much about something I knew nothing about. And I hope you guys did too. Oh, you guys are so sweet, Claire, Lauren. I appreciate you. Yeah, that was a great +1 interview. That was so fun. That's gonna, Dillon, I hope that's okay if I put that up on my YouTube. If I put that in there. That was great. That was awesome. Yeah, thank you guys for helping reach that goal so we could do that. And thank you, Dillon, for submitting to be a part of that. That was amazing. Cool. Okay, awesome. Yay. Yeah, no, it's, you know, I was so frustrated yesterday, right? And I was struggling a little bit yesterday. And then it's times like these, like, when I think about like continuing on and like being in this career, you know, and I think about all the logistics of it and all that stuff, and I think sometimes, like, you know, maybe I should be doing something else, whatever. It always comes back to like you guys, and like that's what keeps me going in this career. Like, that's what keeps me streaming. That's what keeps me pushing the go live button, is you guys, like, entirely you guys, is because I just know that I've helped many people and that this community has helped many people. And I know that if I keep doing it, I'll keep helping. And that's what keeps me going. And so it's like, you know, it's hearing what Dillon just said, or like hearing Claire or Lauren, that helps me, you know, keep doing this. And it makes me feel positive, and it helps shift my mindset, you know, to do this for the right reasons, you know, and to keep me going in it. But it does get hard, but it's things like this that makes it like obvious that like I gotta fucking keep doing this for you guys, you know. But no, that was amazing. That was awesome, Dillon. Like, that was so cool. I feel so hyped right now. I'm like, hi, I want to go fucking I want to get one of those things. What was it called again? I don't even remember what it was called. What is it? I want to get one of those things, and I just want to I want to go spend $30 to get me a square foot of glass, and I just want to sit in my room and just cut shit. What is it called again? I want to do that. What are they? I need one of those. And I'm just going to break stuff. That is so satisfying. Yeah, I need it. I need it in my life. I honestly, I understand that working with lead is not that big of a deal, but I don't believe I could work with lead. So I don't think that I could ever make stained glass, but I could fucking cut stained glass for sure. I could cut stained glass all day long. That'll be my new hobby, just cutting the glass. And then that's it. You're so authentic and genuine, Katie. You're an amazing person. You bring a lot of good. Oh, thank you, Dillon. I appreciate you. You are too. You are too. I think it's really great too that like there's a lot of people in this community that know you, right? And a lot of people who've maybe watched your streams, or maybe, you know, they've seen you interact in the chat, or maybe they've seen your work somewhere else. But like I don't think people have been able to see that much of you, right? In a given circumstance. And so I think it's really cool that people got to learn a lot more about you. And as a community member, and I think that's so cool. I can tell you've made an impact on this community. It's an awesome community you've built, and I'm happy to be a part of it now. I'm so happy you're a part of it too. I'm so happy. Katie, glass cutting ASMR vid. Dude, I'm serious. That would literally, like, it would be visual ASMR and auditory ASMR all in one. All in one. Yeah, and you did great and super well spoken too. Like everything you were saying just like flowed so well and it made sense. And I loved what you said. Like, again, I loved what you said about you don't know who's going to carry this on, so that you want to do it. You want to learn the craft because you don't see a lot of people your age learning this new craft, like learning this old craft, I should say, and keeping it relevant. It's just a lot of older people who have these skills, but not a lot of newer people do. And I think that that's just so beautiful that you want to keep, you know, something alive. Because, yeah, like that's wild to think that something could just like not be relevant anymore. Like a whole art could not be relevant anymore because people have found an easier, quicker, faster way to do something. I don't know. I think for me, when like you have such a great way of finding these beautiful pieces, you know, you antique and you find shit on the road and stuff. But I think for like the common person who, you know, doesn't antique or isn't into woodworking or doesn't know what they're kind of looking at, but likes to have nice quality items. Like I enjoy having quality. Like I would rather not have IKEA shit. Are you serious? I would rather have quality items, but quality items, at least from my research and stuff, is always very expensive. Like if you're gonna try to buy something that is like solid oak, or it's gonna be fucking expensive. And so I'm like, well, fuck, you know. But I think that's awesome that you have the skills of antiquing and the skills of going to flea markets and knowing. That's another thing is too, is like knowing what you're looking for. I think a lot of people who do go thrifting for like clothes and stuff, like they know brands. Like that's how you get good at thrifting, is you know brands and you know what are good brands, and you see that there at a thrift shop and you know what it would go for in a regular like priced item, as a regular priced item, and you see that it's really inexpensive here, and so like you buy it. And you're like, oh shit, like that was a good deal. So it's like the same thing with you. Like, you know, for the most part, I'd say, right? Like, you know what to look for, and you know what's good quality, and you know what's like a steal, right? I wish I was better at thrifting. I wish I knew how to thrift. I don't know. Every time I get into like a thrift shop, I get overwhelmed. I just don't know. But yeah, I think it's just a matter of researching and knowing what you're looking for, and knowing, yeah, the good deals you could get. But no, I feel like I want to go. I want to go to an antique shop right now. I feel inspired to drive around really fucking nice places in LA and see if there's shit on the street. That's what I'm feeling inspired to do right now. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go drive through the neighborhoods of Beverly Hills and the back alleys and see what the fuck they've been throwing out, you know? Because I'm looking for some treasure. Yeah, I've seen like pretty, like from what I think is pretty solid quality shit at Goodwill. But yeah, I don't know. So anyways, that was cool. I feel inspired and motivated. I hope y'all do too. That was really fun.